ICHRAs are gaining a ton of traction in the space as an alternative benefit solution. And when an employer comes to their broker, who is a consultant for their business, and says, I can't do this anymore. I need an alternative here to be able to provide benefits to my employees at a sustainable cost, right? It's gaining a ton of traction with the broker community as well.
We're in healthcare, right? I have 220 people, mostly nurses, CNAs. It is such a tight market, right? In 2023, we were doing our renewal. We started with a fully funded insurance plan for our employees. We did that for 5 years. Every year, more expensive, more expensive, right? I was sitting there in 2023 with our broker. I said, is there any way that I can just pay a certain amount of money each month to the employees and let them pick something? And he goes, it's called an ICHRA, is what you're talking about. And once you see it, you'll never go back. And we knew that with this product here, I was starting to not worry so much about what healthcare costs are going to do, because we could come in and save a bunch of money on this. And each employee, if you're 25 or 26, you don't have to pick one of two plans that we were offering. Right. They can now pick like over 120. And all our employees came to me and said, this is fantastic, right? Once they got signed up and they saw what they could save, they're getting exactly what they want. And for me, I take some of that risk out of there. Right, and this year, we're going to save somewhere between $300,000 to $400,000.
Cory's experience was a great one from a cost and a budgeting perspective. But one of the things that he mentioned is that his employees had a ton of choice and flexibility. That just doesn't exist, especially in the small to mid market, right, where it's kind of a one size fits all solution. There's a stress to the employer in doing that as well. You're making a decision for a group of employees, sometimes as many as 200, 300, 400 employees, inside of one box. And I think the individual market, the ICHRA specifically, allows employees some choice and flexibility there as well.
There's an ability for employers to create classes of employees and make different options between those classes to benefit those groups of employees. So if you wanted to extend coverage to part-time workers, you could keep the full-time workers on the group plan and offer the part-time workers the ICHRA. With the pandemic and the rise of remote work, a lot of companies have workers spread out across a geographic diverse area. So I think with the modern workforce, being able to offer the defined contribution, the worker takes that and buys whatever plan in their area works best for them. Makes a lot of sense.